Hello, folks. Familiar setting here. I'm back upstairs. Haven't been on in a while. I had to go back to Cleveland. Dad had a pretty major surgery. It's very eye-opening. And I'll kind of get more into that later because there's certainly when there's a huge medical issue in a family, man, all that little stuff just goes away. All the this mess on the floor right now in front of me means nothing. But I want to focus on the mission here. Welcome to Bayonet X-Ray. I do 22 minutes of online gaming to support veterans struggling with PTSD. And I'm really starting to get into it, to enjoy it. So welcome. Episode 18. So okay, just real quick. We talked about the ascot last time. We talked about the significance of it. You become this officer. So I graduated OCS. I actually invited my recruiter down. He was the first person to see me. So oh boy, yeah. Let's just pause it. So you do a salute, and I give him a $50. It's an old tradition. The first NCO you see that salutes, give him a $50. So we're walking around Fort Benning, and people are starting to salute me, and some people in my family are like, whoa, that they actually, it's like this is real. So once they actually visually saw that I was in the Army, it was like, man, this it's game on with this kid. So okay, so that's that, man. I'm out of OCS. I'm a lieutenant. Have the dog and pony. Have dinner with the parents. Back in the barracks, man. I'm back in this holdover company. And me and my buddy Greg, we go out to the Waffle House on, I think it's like one or two exits right out of Fort Benning. It's a close one. And God damn it, I knew this guy would be my friend forever. He goes, right at the end, he goes, let me go ahead, head on and get Flo Rida to get us the check. And when he said Flo and then Rida, just the, that Mel's Cafe kind of old school stereotype of a waitress, and then it was beautiful. I knew that this guy, we'd be connected forever. So in that sense of me appreciating that joke, you have this certain amount of freedom when you go from one school to the next. It's actually kind of neat. Looking back on it, I mean, it's a big accomplishment. Yeah, I just became an officer in the Army. Whew. It's kind of, when you're in it, you're humble, and you're taught kind of to be humble too. And looking back on it, it was a pretty big accomplishment, especially for a guy like me, who likes to. And I told my dad this during when I visited him in the hospital. I showed him an idea of mine. He's like, man, you're really good at it. And I was like, creating things, yes, but following through, no, that's not the so. And then, you know what, that's something I can rewire my brain on and be mindful and work on. And perfect example. I could totally have a crappy episode of this show, but if it's still supporting the mission, if it still helps someone, then I've done my duty. Coffee time. Oh man, that's another thing too. God, coffee. I have discovered that a little bit too much of this stuff can get you a little riled up throughout the day. So I've tried to limit my coffee, and to be honest, not try, do or do not, guys. I've actually limited it, and it helps, man. It helps. Okay, so here I am, Fort Benning. Get ready to go to my next duty station. And oh boy, I'm about to get spotted here. Can I hide in the sand? I sure can. Look at that. Nice. Dip dip dip. No one can see me. Minding my own business. Dip dip dip. Ready? Okay, so today's mission, we're going to Fort Knox. Alright, let's get in the car. Ooh, might as well grab some documents, guys, while I'm here. Apparently my gear score is pretty low. It's pretty low, I know. I know that. We'll get there. Okay, if you notice, he's a little wobbly. Means he's tired, he needs some food. Pretty good realism in this game, I gotta say.
This shit ends now. That's it. I mean, look at this. Whoa! We got shooters in the area. Enemy contact. Nailed him.
Where's he going? Oh, he just took the car. Alright. Give me your money. Give me all the things. Okay. Okay, so apparently I won't be going to Fort Knox in that car. Alright, let's just... this will be... let's take a look at the map here. We'll call this... This will be Fort Knox for today. Sat next to Pete Rose. That was fun. Was on my way back home from Cleveland to Vegas. Yeah, he laid it out there, man. He told everyone I bet sports, not anything else. He laid it out. So he's a guy that's seen a lot, man. He's a veteran. He was in the Army. Speaking of Fort Knox, that's where he was stationed. Maybe that's what reminded me of it. And he was waxing floors, and I think I don't think he was in the barracks because he said he was a cook. So I think he was waxing floors in the kitchen. And it'd be so funny if he got on right now. And he found out he was Rookie of the Year, man. I didn't. You don't. I've actually. God, get it out. There was another of my buddy's dad who's in. He wasn't stationed in Vietnam, but he was stationed in Panama, and a lot of my buddies' dads were stationed in like Laos, Panama. My dad was in the Philippines. They were just kind of this supporting unit, and I think that's so fascinating, man. But he, yeah, he was in the Army. He was in the Army. He trained at Knox and everything. It's pretty. Wouldn't have known that otherwise had I been out. Okay, so here I am. I'm at Fort Knox, right? I just graduated. I'm a second lieutenant. I'm Cherry, and I go up to this place, and I swear it is it's just like something out of a movie. I buzz in. They're like, go downstairs, and they just like gated, door opens up. I walk downstairs. Guy opens up a little slat thing. There was like this military one-source place on the installation. I know, it was kind of weird, right? You're like, I don't believe that, man. No, it was. They scanned some stuff. I think I stayed in a hotel that night. And then they said, all right, now you got to go to Oklahoma, Fort Sill. I said, I had just went from Benning to Fort Sill, and then someone said, sir, you're in the Army now. Stop asking those questions. It'll make your life a lot better. I said, roger that. Let's go. So here I am, all by myself, driving from Fort Knox to Fort Sill, Oklahoma, man. And it was like a Route 66 experience. Something I've never had, so it was pretty neat. You know, I took pictures at all the state lines. I'm sure I visited some friends in Memphis. I believe I did. Yeah. That's a long, long drive, but it's fun if you stop at the right places. Let's go get. All right, so let's focus. So we're in Fort Knox. Let's do an ode to some armor here. I think we need to eat too. Let's eat something. Yeah, so I'm sure I updated my dad every 10 minutes. He's a big kind of railroad Route 66 Western fan. Um, and then you approach good old Oklahoma a lot, and first of all, my mom is from there, from that area, so I'm kind of familiar with what it was all about, or so I thought. It was windy. There's just not a lot there. There's just not a lot of stuff to do, you know. When I got back to Cleveland, I went to the art museum, uh, did natural history. God, I just went. There's so many flipping things to do. Target and Walmart. I mean, it was amazing, man. Yeah. So I'm definitely rambling on. Let's just drive. All right, so here I am, Knox, and we'll call this. No, go back. I think. Oh, yep. See, I'm not even in armor school yet, so I don't even know how to drive this. So it's not my fault, right? Dangerous area. None of this ever happened in armor school. This actually might not be good. They actually might chase me. Caught up? Ah. Thanks. Forgot. Sorry. Well, it was a long drive, let me tell you, bottom line. Did I really outrun this kind of striker? Alright, I'm headed south. I'm gonna have to head west. I get it? One shot, nice. Ugh. That was brutal. Hey. I'll save the striker for another day, but man, that thing, people have their misgivings about it. It's a taxi cab.
Whoa, damn! I got a hostile! He's right there!
It's a little bit of a camper from the 70s. I mean, it warms MREs. I mean, kind of looking out for us. Looks like I'm on my way. True story, guys. True story. Californians, we do talk and say, I got on the 99. And we do. We say that. And I got on the 5. Complete one. Just say you take it to yourself. Take the two. It's more of a direct, like a directional directive. And in California, it's like a familiar thing. Like, oh, the five? Yeah, I know the five. It's my friend. It's not surprising. Oh, you should see. So, someone's actually doing kind of a interesting look at the older hippies and the older yuppies and some of these communities kind of working together, and it's I'm interested to see that study. I think that'd be fun. A funny study, yeah, get that funded. Oh, I think this is actually my good.
Gonna light your ass up.
Oh, are you? Alright, I think. Okay, guys. Alright, man. I'll bugger off. Just turn British. Might work. Might get caught up. Hey, this kind of looks a little bit like the foothills of the Yosemite. Gotta say. I gotta say. I don't know if I get out. Death before dismount. Oh, God. Okay, I got it. chest. Okay. So, so here I am. I have a special episode for Bullet 2. So what I was in was called Basic Officers Leadership Training. Um, and I commission, I'm a lieutenant, and then normally go to qualify your branch. I was armor, so I was going to go to tank school. That's why I went to Knox. But there was a secondary school called Bullet 2, where it was a networking sort of school to network some officers together, and it was fun. Everyone that talks about Bullock 2 will say that, but everything has a purpose, man, and I'm not gonna do that. So I gotta do I'm gonna do a special game, so I gotta do some gaming with it. So I may skip it and come back to it, but it'll be a good episode. We're coming up on 22 minutes. Just just know that if you get really pissed off and you lash out or something, it's not okay. But just remember that it's also not you. It's these weird, funky brain waves in you, triggering suppressed memories, these implicit memories. You got adrenaline and cortisol going at the same time, man, and you don't even know where it's coming from. Just take a break, man. Take a breath, because trust me, you're not alone. If you're having any thoughts, there's numbers here. I just copied and pasted all the national suicide hotlines, anything and everything you could ever imagine is on there. If not, we can point you in the right direction. So thanks for joining us. I'm going to continue gaming because this is fun. But good morning, and thanks for coming. Bye.